2003 Honda Civic Si. So let's go ahead and pull it in. Jack the car up and get started. So when you're jacking up the car, you want to make sure to keep it level. So jack up the front, just jack up the front regular instead of jacking up one side and then doing that side and then jacking up the other side, because it needs to be level because everything's hanging. So, go ahead. You would have to use jack stands, but since we have a certain type of jack that has a safety bar, so we don't have to use jack stands. This. Right. There. So, next, we're going to take off the tire. Socket on a ratchet to go ahead and take off the sway bar end link. I'm just going to take off the bottom. That up there, get that out of the way. Now we're gonna get this one off, and there's a bolt right here. All right, we're gonna take our 19mm socket and our big ratchet, and I already broke it loose, so I'm just gonna take it off. All right, still using the 19. We're gonna go ahead and put it on the one and the inner one. Get a breaker bar. There's number 2. Now we're gonna pull this pin out and take off this one and remove the controller. Let's get started. All right, we're gonna go ahead and take some needle nose pliers and we're gonna pinch it. Twist. The other side. I'm gonna pinch it and twist. Got it. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and unscrew this. So let's get started. So if you don't, you might have to take this one off first or break it loose first. Or you might have to do what I did, and I had to slide that bolt back in so it doesn't wiggle. So now we can break it loose. Breaker bar, aka a jack handle. We went and got a sledgehammer, and we're gonna have to hit right here until the ball joint pops off.
Mm-hmm.
So that method wasn't working, so I went ahead and tried this one with the pickle fork and the sledgehammer. So you put that in right under the rubber, and you're just gonna slowly tap this. We're gonna go ahead and get this puller. You gotta like put it in at like an angle like this and kind of wrap it around. Wiggle it on there. Like that. And then you just twist this. Line it up nice and good. By the way, you can rent one of these at an auto store or a parts store. Alright. Now we're gonna have to grab our 17 wrench. So, this worked great. We got it off. Now, we're gonna get these bolts back out. Oh no. Dose. All right, now this. Bam. So, let's get the tire off. So, now the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take off this pin. Now, we're gonna take the castle nut off with an 18 socket and a big ratchet. All right. We're gonna hit this with a hammer. Hopefully, the ball joint will come off. The sledgehammer did not work, so we're gonna go back to this. All right, before we take this all the way out, we're gonna go ahead and break this one loose. And we're gonna have to take off the lower bolt on the sway bar end links first. And the bottom bolt on the sway bar end link is a 14. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna have to bust out the breaker bar again. Now we can pull the sway bar end link out. Just fold it up there. Now we can break this one over here loose. Now we can break this one loose. So what I went ahead and did was grab a big long extension. I'm thinking that'll help out. Now we can go ahead and grab our breaker bar. Yep, that extension definitely helped out. Oh yeah. Now we can go ahead and get this one out of the way. Number 2. Since we needed a bigger vise, I'm at my grandpa's house. You get the small one like this, that goes inside the big one. You can get this out of a set like that. Tried to use this, but with the cups and the arms and everything, it didn't really fit in there. So that's why we're using the big vise. So, let's get this one done. So the big one is going to go on this side, and the small one is going to go on this side. And when you line it up, make sure the small one is not touching the outer part, otherwise it'll be metal pushing onto metal. So you're going to line it up right inside, make sure it's not touching that. And the other side, you want to make sure it's not touching the inside and is only touching the outside. Move the control arm over. Make sure it's only touching the outside. And then we're going to clamp it down. Hold everything together. All right, crank it down. You want, after you got it clamped down a little bit, you want to go and inspect the edges and make sure everything's all right. You can look in there, make sure everything's all good. The other side too. We're all lined up. And now we're going to crank it down with this large cheater bar. So let's get started. To stop working out. Alright, so what I did, because this method works the best, well for me anyways, you set the controller on the ground, you prop it up with something, and you use the things out of the press set, and you put the big one on the bottom, make sure it's not touching. It's only touching the outside and not the bushing that needs to get pressed out. And then you get the smaller one on the inside and make sure it's not touching the outside, because this is going to press the bushing in. And this is so you have a solid place to hit with the sledgehammer. So you set it up like that. Give it a nice good whack. And that's how it's done.
Yeah, you're all the way into the tool now.
Number 2. Got it all set up as best we can, so let's go ahead and tighten it down. Once again, we tried to use the press that we rented, but it didn't work, so now we're going to use the vise. So after all those attempts, which didn't work, we managed to get one bushing out of each control arm, and we ended up having to take it to the shop to get these out and the new ones pressed in. And you cannot interchange them. So it ended up to cost about $30, $15 per control arm. So let's go ahead and reinstall them. Let's get started. And we're gonna go ahead and do this one first. And if you look, you can see this one goes over there. This one goes over there. So down here, I managed to make this job a little bit easier by jacking up the rotor with this here jack. So we'd have clearance for this to go up, so these can go in straight. Please don't fall on me. Oh crap. Now we gotta do this side. Ooh. All right, let's pop the pins in and do the other side. So you're gonna take a Phillips screwdriver and find the holes that are obviously misaligned. Just and should get the damn pin to stay in there. Ooh, I can see the hole.
Well, that's always good. Where's that hammer? There's so much clearance, might as well go get the sledgehammer. All right, let's wipe off these threads. All right. Let's drop the jack down. Bye. sure to wipe down all the excess grease or lube, because dirt will stick to that and create grime, and you don't want that. All right. Get this side. So we're gonna jack up the rotor so we could have clearance to put the control arm in. Alright, let's install the control arm. Don't forget to put a bunch of grease on it. Side two. There's one. Pin. Get the hammer. I'm gonna go ahead and give this one a couple turns so it doesn't fall out again. Just make sure it doesn't fall out. Go ahead and line up this one. Needs to go. Try and line it up enough to get the screwdriver in there. Alright. There we go. Now we can really line it up nice and even. Bam, slides right in. Tap the hammer a couple times. Let's crank them down. throwing the extension on there. Go ahead and lower the jack. All right, once you line everything up, go ahead and jack up the control arm. Just like that. Okay, put the castle nut on. And tighten down the castle nut. There we go. Let's lower it down. And I actually forgot to buy the new pins, and we'll be going to the store pretty soon to get some new ones. So let's go ahead and put the sway bar end links back in on this side and the other side. This is the sway bar end link. Pop that through. Go ahead and crank it down. Now let's do the other sides. back on. See you next time. I hope you guys liked this video, because if you didn't, you can hit the like button. If you want to subscribe, there should be a subscribe button like over here somewhere. And if you want to watch another video, there should be one right here and another one right here. So I hope the video helped you guys out, because that's what we're about over here at Young Gearheads, is bettering ourselves every day and helping everyone we can in the process. So see you guys next time.